Hey everyone, it's KTR from SpeakerFocus.com. I have a message I want to share with you today about just slowing down and just taking it easy with your speaker business. There are a lot of you that are rushing, you don't have the right pieces in place, and you're really not listening. The best speakers are the best listeners. Those subject matter experts and those specialists and those leading authorities and trusted advisors, they really know how to listen to their clients. There are a lot of you in this industry of horrible listeners. And I go through this every day as I'm talking to people, and I offer my advice to them. This is why they schedule a free 30-minute strategy call with me. And I break down the speaking industry like no other. I go over the 6 stages of what you should be doing with your speaker business, yet there are so many of you that are so busy. You're so busy doing a bunch of nothing. And you think that you have the right kind of activity as a speaker, but you really don't. And then all of a sudden, you get that kind of like, I take you behind the wood shed and start whooping your ass, that ass to foot kind of session where it changes your perspective. And you're like, wow, I really don't know what I'm doing in this business. I had it all wrong. And then it starts to change your perspective. And that's what education does. Many of you, it's not that you can't do it. It's just that you're getting in your own way. You're not listening to people who are skilled and that who know how to make a deep impact on your psychology of moving forward in the professional speaking industry. A lot of you are still will not get out of your own way. You are still stuck in that motivational speaker mode. You won't break out of that trying to out hustle everybody on YouTube. You feel like you have to scream and yell to make your point, and you have not graduated to a mindset of being a professional speaker, somebody who really knows how to market themselves. So the problem with a lot of you is that you just won't slow down to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about, whether or not that's myself or whether or not that's somebody in an area where you want to move as a coach, consultant, or a speaker. You simply will not do that. And that's the reason why a lot of you are really struggling right now. You know, you're just like frustrated. And by the time you get a chance to talk to me, you just really want to try to out talk the person who really is the gold standard in this industry, the one who will really pull your coattail. You're acting confrontational with me, which I don't understand. A lot of you are horrible listeners. You're so frustrated with your level of failure that you won't listen to people who really can help you start getting on a fast track to understanding the professional speaking industry. A lot of you, your belief system is so fractured that you're just in your own way, and you simply will not stop thinking the old school way of thinking is keeping you broke. Like a lot of you get confrontational, you try to overtalk me, you try to act like you know more about this business than I do. And it's really sad that you are really skilled at what you do. You're really a specialist in your field. You are a subject matter expert in your area of choice. You are definitely a leading authority in a lot of cases. And you know what's amazing to me? Like when I'm talking to many of you that are leading authorities, that are trusted advisors, you're really great at what you do in your field. But a lot of you, to be honest with you, you simply will not understand that there's more to the game than what you're currently offering it. Yet you want to add speaking revenue. You want to be able to add a lot of things to your repertoire, and you're not willing to put the time and effort in, and then you won't take the time to make the investment. And that's the reason. It's not that you can't. It's just that a lot of you are so mired in the old way of doing things that when somebody comes along with a new way, you automatically try to push that off like you don't need it. And you're not hurting me, you're hurting yourself. And I remember when I was confrontational to mentors before, mentorship, because I thought that I could figure it out better on my own. Well, I'm not going to pay for that, until I realized that the person with the higher level mentorship really had all the knowledge that I was missing. And when I realized that I was missing that knowledge, and I realized that I was really stagnant in a lot of my business activities. I wasn't growing in the areas that I really needed to grow because I didn't want to submit and commit to higher level mentorship. That's really what it's about. A lot of you are just moving way too fast. You're trying to score a touchdown without having a football in your hand, and it's really holding you back. I mean, you're going nowhere fast. And because that's the case, then you have a hard time listening. You are frustrated in your energy. You are confrontational when somebody tries to offer you the advice. And then a lot of you are just, this is the one that really mystifies me. A lot of you are making it seem like you're so busy doing a bunch of shit where you're really not doing nothing. See, you can't pull that on me because I'm a person who really has a structured schedule. You know, I run a successful sales funnel along with my business partner, and I actually know what real activity is. A lot of you have all the wrong activity, but you think that you're it. You think that it's happening for you, but it's really not. And then when I start telling you all the things you're doing wrong, like you don't have the right kind of messaging in your 4 signature programs, you don't have a website that's meeting planner friendly and leadership centric, you don't have a proper speaker video demo, proper speaker info kit, you don't really have the leverage. So when I ask you what you charge for your fees, a lot of you get the deer in the headlight syndrome. A lot of you don't even know what to charge. But yet you're telling everybody in your circle like you seem to have it all figured out because you're doing coaching and consulting. Maybe you've done a little bit of speaking and you have it figured out better than the average novice, but you don't have it figured out on the level that you really need to have it figured out. And you soon discover how much about this business you don't know when you get on the phone with a professional of my type of caliber. When I tell you I'm the gold standard in this industry, I'm talking facts. I'm the only person that you can talk to with the balls of guts enough to break this industry down. This is not called the motivational speaking industry. A lot of you are stuck in your own way. You're listening to all the wrong people. This is not called the motivational speaking industry. This is called the self-help industry. And you are helping people both personally and professionally to create the slight edge advantage. You're helping them gain something in life that they don't currently have right now. But you're so stuck trying to be the next Les Brown or Eric Thomas, you can't even see straight. And when you start chasing other speakers, I guarantee you are headed for disaster. Instead of trying to finding a bookable brand with staying power and focusing on your path, you're too busy focusing on somebody else. I did it when I first started. I mean, I used to be in awe of Les Brown. Now he's my colleague. See, it's a difference. You got to stop looking up to all of these speakers. You got to develop your own plan. You have got to start operating in the area of a professional speaker. You know, it's really sad that the listening skills of your average subject matter expert is horrible, yet they think they have it figured out. It's really sad. And listen to this staggering statistic. People that I speak to every single day with 10 to 30 plus years worth of professional business experience, they are horrible copywriters. Now, you think speaking is your number one skill, but it's not. Copyright is your number one skill. Every single thing you do in this industry has to do with phraseology and messaging. Yet many of you are horrible in that category. You don't know what you want to talk about to the meeting planner. When I ask you specific questions that the meeting planner is asking you, you're drawing a blank. You're all over the place with your messaging. It's unorganized. You can't really put together topics. You don't have topics. You're not sure what to say. When I go to your website and look at your sales tools, you're telling me that you got all the shit figured out, but yet I see a freaking train wreck when I look at your sales tools. All of it's all wrong. Every last bit of it is wrong. That's why you don't have any leverage. That's why you're not a high fee speaker earning $5,000 to $10,000 every time you go out the door. And that's the reason why you have lapses in income, empty calendar, no bookings in sight, because you don't have a system set up for your speaker business. You don't have the proper phraseology and messaging. You don't have the right kind of sales tools, and you don't have any leverage. And you will never become a high fee speaker until you start listening to people who know, until you get off that ego shit, and you start putting your emotions and your out of control ego to the side. Stop being so defensive. I'm just here to help you. Now, until you start making positive change, you are never going to become a high fee speaker.